the best.
So for you, it's that moment when you leave the curtain. So by the time you get in the octagon, you're not nervous anymore?
Oh, not at all. I'm like, whew, let's get started. I'm like, the moment they always say this, they go, I'm in the back and I'm hitting pads and I'm moving and I'm just kind of like doing my thing. And then there's always the guy from the UFC that goes, we're walking in 5 minutes, champ. And then he leaves and he comes back. All right, DC, it's time to go. And then once they do that, I'm like, all right, man, let's go do this thing. You know, like 8 weeks I've been preparing for this. 8 weeks I've been preparing myself to prove that on this night I'm back.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that, though, because some people don't feel that way. Like, we just had Ted Nugent on the show recently. We've had George St. Pierre on, and we've had Chael, we've had a bunch of different people on the show. And some people say, no, I don't feel nervous, I love it. Some people are really nervous. I'm like you before every time I do a live show, even the show, I get so nervous, particularly live shows where I've got to do an hour and a half. If my wife will tell you, I always have this moment where I go, I've forgotten everything. I don't remember anything. I don't and then I usually have to go poop. And then that's how it's fighting. Like when you're doing stand-up, you're doing a live show, you can go to the bathroom, but you're all wrapped. And then that happens in the waiting room.
Every time you go pee, and then here's my deal. Drug tested every fight, so I hope I go in there with a full bladder. I piss early. I piss when I get to the arena. By 3 hours, I'm like, nope. I'm fight. I'll piss in that cup because otherwise I'll be there for hours. I'll be there for hours trying to pee. I'm like, by the way, I go there and I fight, and then afterwards I try to go pee, do my drug test, get out of there.
It's a trend.
You know, the only time I ever had to take a ever tell this story, Quarter Black Air?
No.
It was I swear this is a story. No. It was a job where I was supposed to call as Santa Claus. Parents would, send you letters to Santa, and I would call them. Oh, Jimmy, are you going to boy this year? And since I did voice acting, this is an easy way to pick up work. I had to drive out 3 counties over to go do a drug test, and I got in the job. And I pulled it. I have no idea why to this day. Never done drugs. I have no idea why, but something tells me that even that job, they say we're unfit to be Santa Claus.
They give you the job.
Yeah, but they put it back when return the call. One test hot for something. I've done drugs. I have no idea what happened.
I was freaking out today because I took a USADA test a few weeks ago, and I was like, man, I haven't gotten my result back yet. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. And I'm like calling Cassandra. I'm like, hey, what's my USADA password and all that? And she goes, she gives it to me, and then she goes, well, when was the last time? I said, I had one in April. It took 13 days for the result. And she goes, well, when did you get tested this time? I'm like, the 15th. I'm like, isn't it the 31st? She said, tell me, it's the 28th. It's 13 days back. Like, you're freaking out for nothing. I was like, yeah, because I want to know my results. Like, it doesn't matter if you know you're not doing anything wrong. Getting tested is like, give me the results so I know that.
You should just told her you thought it was a leap year.
Like,
yeah, I know. Like, it's my fault that I'm getting vacation before you do. I was just wrong.
I live in the future. Like, I'm 3 days ahead of you. I live in the future. I'm coming back to have this conversation. I'll be back on Thursday in a few minutes.
Let me ask you this. Do you have jealous people, like people like Dell, who get nervous? Do you get jealous of those people who don't get nervous at all? I know I did.
I want that because I know that I'm ready to go. Not fear. I think it's more competitive nerves. Like, competition inside of me is like stew. It's like, it's more competitive. It's not necessarily, I don't think it's fear. It's a little bit. It's more competitive. And if I feel too at ease, I start talking myself. I felt too comfortable in one fight. Mm-hmm. So then when I'm running to the octagon, I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, wow, my legs don't feel good. I'm like, they're really shaky. I'm like, I must have ran too much this week. I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. He's like, dude, just go fight. He's like, just go fight. Like, that's what you do. Like,
Commander.
It's easy, Bob. You're not the one getting punched in the head by a monster.
One of my best performances ever, but I tried to talk myself out of being as ready as I was because I didn't feel that thing in the pit of my stomach that I normally feel. I've got some really weird superstitions. Like, seriously.
Okay, like what?
I don't, like, I have a chair in my locker room that nobody can touch because I put everything the way it's supposed to be. From my room, the night before the fight, go my shorts, my fight shorts, my cup, my t-shirt, my hat, my shoes, and my socks. It stays there. It goes from that chair into my backpack, into the arena. Don't touch it. Don't touch your chair.
And if someone touches
also,
it, you start screaming "Waterburn, baby" and hitting your head.
One time somebody went and touched it. I was like, don't touch it. I was like, it's there. They're like, dude, calm down. I'm like, yo, don't touch the stuff. And
you should pick that up.
From Louisiana, so mom always told me, your left hand itches, you're giving money. Right hand starts to itch, you're giving away money. It's like money passes through your hand. She always told me. Weird Louisiana thing. So every time I fight, I'm like just looking at my hand to like start itching because it means I'm gonna win. And every time it doesn't, I win. I promise you. Hey, Steve, every time it itches, I win. It just fight camp. If it starts doing this, I better run more. I just start freaking myself.
Yeah. It's your method of periodizing your training. It sounds to me like it could lead over. It's like, I got one. You did 18 today. It's not itchy.
Like my right hand telling me to run more so I can win this fight. It's like I'm from Louisiana. I'm like very superstitious, and I know it's so ridiculous.
Especially if you go fight like in Brazil or Mexico, like they have a lot of UFC cards. You know, you could have just picked something up that's inborn and you don't know.
I've never. I told him I'm never fighting international. I was in Brazil 2 weeks ago, and Michael Bisping was going to do a movie called Africa. As he's leaving, they told him he couldn't go to South Africa because they were saying that he's been in Brazil for 15 hours. He had like hello for test. It was a freaking 36-hour trip to so many different countries just to try to get to the set of his movie because he went to Brazil. Brazil's a scary place, man. I was there for like 5 days and didn't leave my hotel. Like the beach was like 100 yards away from my room, and I was just staring at it longingly. Like it was so fun to walk in. Scared to get robbed. Terrified to get robbed. You know, like I'm staring at it. Like, did you the heavyweight champion of the world? I'm like, yeah. And then Dominic Cruz is just sitting there on the beach by himself. Such an angry little guy, Cruz. I wish they would. Cruz like, I wish somebody would. Sitting at a table at the beach by himself eating lunch.
Gosh. Well, see, that's actually a pretty good comparison there because you get people on the internet going, he doesn't want to go to the beach in Copacabana because he knows that a knife is still more effective.
It's still undefeated. Oh, not because they fear monger, right? It's like my wife. Every morning my wife gets fear monger by Good Morning America. Good Morning America. Fear monger my wife every morning. She's like, "Oh, Daniel, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this?" I'm like, "Why do you watch the news if all they're doing is terrified of living life?" I'm like, "Don't watch the news if it's that bad." But they told me, still don't bring a knife. Right? So the watch I brought was a decent watch. $50. I should have watched it on television. They said 2 years ago, the UFC was at that same hotel. They went to the beach and they got robbed. Armed gunmen got all the UFC staff and got them for their cell phones, everything else they may have had.
The whole staff?
Me? Like all the staff, like all the support staff that went to the beach, they said they've got the great. They said it's on the beach. Got great cold beer, and it's like you want to go hang out. The beer may cost you. First beers definitely cost you. And it just may cost you lunch. You can choose: be safe in your room, or go across and have a nice cold beer and run the risk of somebody trying to rob you.
Well, remember, Chael talked a bunch of trash, obviously, when he was fighting Anderson Silva. They had to have him with a full armed security detail. They would chant out that they were going to kill him, and they meant it.
They do it every time, though. Like when you walk to the octagon, it's what they say to their opponents. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
20,000 Brazilians yelling that in Portuguese. That's some intense stuff. I'm not fighting it.
Well, you know, that's a big difference. I wanted to ask you about this in the United States. In Brazil, they always cheer for their guy. Always. In the United States, we're the only country where we'll cheer for the other guy if we think he's a good guy.
It's so crazy. You should have saw when Chris Weidman beat Anderson Silva. I was standing there with like 3 American flags, like just waving them right. Weidman had won, but the crowd was mad. I was like, how the American guy won? It drove me crazy. It was driving me crazy. My computer's got 1%. It's gonna die.
Oh,
So we
no.
gotta hurry.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I had a bunch of other questions I want to ask you about life. Okay. So let me go through this pretty quickly. The fight is, let people know when the fight is against Steve.
August 17th, UFC 241, August 17th.
Okay. And what do you plan on doing after that fight? Is this going to be your last one, do you think? Or do you want another crack at Jones at heavyweight? It's been discussed.
I don't know, but I'm gonna be in Texas, so I might come see you guys. I'll be in Texas.
Hey.
I'm a guest speaker at Texas A&M week after the fight. So maybe down there, maybe I'll come see you guys while I'm down in Texas.
That would be really nice, and then we can get hopefully more than a middle of the road answer on retirement, whether you're fighting Jones, and we can try it out. All right, I know you got 1%. So Daniel, let me give them your Twitter is DC_MMA. Again, that's UFC.
It's a horrible handle, and it's the same horrible handle for every social media platform, Instagram, Facebook. It's so I get it.
And we've been through this. It's not really a nickname. It's just an initial.
It's really not. It's just my initial, but I'm not the most creative guy.
That's okay. It's better than getting nicknamed with something you hate, which often happens in this sport.
Hey, that's why you pick your own nickname. But I gotta tell you something. You're looking pumped up since the last time I saw you. How many push-ups are you doing daily?
None.
How many push-ups are you doing?
This is just fat. See, this is just. I'm thinking of competing as a woman in the IPF, Transcendent Powerlifting Federation. All right, Mr. Crummy, I know you're busy. 1%. Say hi to Mr. Cook. I'll give him a ring. We must go. Thank you, sir. Godspeed on the fight.
Thank y'all for having me again. It's always fun.
Hey there, here I am drinking from my mug in a button down. How often do you see this? Never. So do me a favor and yourself. Click one of these videos playing one of these boxes here, or subscribe, hit the notification bell also because subscriptions don't really mean a whole lot. If you really want to support the show, join my club. If you don't, then there's no helping you.